snitching is happening. He also unfollowed Lil Durk on Instagram, so read into that as you may. However you want to read into it as you may. Now, being accused of a snitch for most street dudes will be the worst news they will receive.
Is this real? New evidence is emerging that could shatter everything we thought we knew about King Von's death. For years, whispers have circled, accusations have flown, but now something tangible is surfacing. Could Lil Durk have orchestrated the deadly shooting that took King Von's life? We're diving deep into the allegations, the timeline, and the shocking details that are sending shockwaves through the rap world. Prepare to question everything. The rumors have always swirled, a persistent undercurrent beneath the surface of the music industry. The death of King Von in November 2020, during a shootout in Atlanta, wasn't just a tragedy. It was an event steeped in speculation and unresolved questions. The initial reports pointed to a gang-related incident, a chaotic confrontation that claimed the life of the rising star. But within hours, whispers began, whispers alleging a far more sinister truth, that King Von's death wasn't a random occurrence, but a calculated act, orchestrated by someone within his own circle. The name most frequently mentioned in these hushed conversations? Lil Durk. The allegations stemmed from a complex web of rivalries, shifting alliances, and the ever-present tension that permeates the rap game. King Von, a prominent figure in the Chicago drill scene, had a history of lyrical clashes with Lil Durk and his OTF crew. These weren't mere disagreements. They were pointed disses, aggressive boasts, and escalating tensions that played out in songs and social media. While many dismissed these exchanges as typical industry beef, the persistent accusations suggested something deeper, something far more dangerous. The timeline of events surrounding King Von's death became crucial to the growing controversy. The shooting occurred shortly after a private party hosted by Lil Durk. While Durk claimed to have left the scene before the violence erupted, the timing fueled suspicion and amplified the rumors. Witnesses offered conflicting accounts, further muddying the waters and making it difficult to establish a clear picture of what transpired. The lack of definitive answers only intensified the speculation and allowed the accusations against Lil Durk to fester. The heart of the matter revolved around the alleged motive. The rumors suggested that Durk, feeling threatened by King Von's rising popularity and potential to eclipse his own, may have ordered the hit. While these claims remain unverified and lack concrete proof, the persistent nature of the allegations has kept the controversy alive. The idea that a rising star was silenced by a more established figure resonated deeply within the hip-hop community, igniting a firestorm of debate and outrage. The difficulty in substantiating these allegations lies in the inherent secrecy and code of silence that often surrounds the rap industry. Witnesses are often reluctant to come forward, fearing retribution or jeopardizing their own careers. The lack of cooperation from key individuals has made it nearly impossible to unravel the truth and bring closure to King Von's family and fans. The persistent rumors, however, suggest a level of discomfort and unresolved tension within the industry.
Daddy is claiming that he was present when O.T. Avani paid for the hit that led to King Von being killed. There's something in the water this week, bruh. At least Queso Daddy snitched and got Queso life in prison because the daddy was facing significant jail time.
A sense that something isn't quite right. The constant questioning of events and the pervasive feeling of unease have transformed King Von's death into something more than just a tragedy. It has become a symbol of the dark underbelly of the music industry, a cautionary tale about the dangers of fame, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of success. The allegations against Lil Durk, while unproven, serve as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of unchecked ambition and the fragile nature of alliances in the world of rap. The whispers may persist, the truth may remain elusive, but the questions surrounding King Von's death continue to haunt the hip-hop landscape. The lack of conclusive answers only perpetuates the speculation, leaving many to wonder if the full story will ever come to light. The weight of unanswered questions surrounding King Von's death has created a vortex of speculation, drawing in those on the fringes and captivating the core hip-hop audience. The very foundations of the rap industry are being scrutinized, with allegations swirling around prominent figures like Lil Durk, painting a disturbing picture of calculated betrayal and financial incentive. The allegations, though unproven, hold a chilling resonance, fueled by the persistent feeling that a crucial element of the narrative remains concealed, deliberately obscured by a network of silence and fear. The notion that someone would orchestrate such a tragedy for personal gain is difficult to grasp, yet the unsettling possibility has taken root, casting a long shadow over the legacy of a promising artist. The crux of the matter lies in the complex web of relationships and rivalries that defined the Chicago rap scene. King Von's rise to fame was intertwined with the collective success of his peers, creating a delicate ecosystem of collaboration and competition. The possibility that this symbiotic relationship could fracture, resulting in such a devastating outcome, is profoundly disturbing. This isn't a simple tale of street beef. It's a potential illustration of how the pursuit of dominance and wealth can corrupt even the closest bonds. Witnesses, those who might hold the missing pieces of the puzzle, remain silent, their fear palpable. The potential repercussions of speaking out, the threat of retribution, loom large, effectively silencing any chance of uncovering the truth. The details surrounding the events of November 4th, 2020, continue to be shrouded in ambiguity, deliberately muddied by conflicting accounts and a general unwillingness to cooperate with investigators. While the official narrative points to a shootout following an argument outside a hookah lounge, a disquieting undercurrent of suspicion persists. The very ease with which the truth seems to be eluded points toward a concerted effort to bury the full story. It's a narrative where the victims are not just King Von and his loved ones, but also the pursuit of justice itself. The financial implications are a particularly unsettling aspect of the allegations. The rap industry, with its immense wealth and power, attracts individuals driven by ambition and a relentless desire for success. The lure of financial reward, the potential to eliminate a perceived threat.
Off the back of this, people on Reddit are actually saying that this is likely to create a civil war between OTF, Lil Durk's crew, and O Block, which is King Von's crew. People are saying that OTF versus O Block war will happen in 2025 or early 2026 after the Lil Durk case is...
Or gain a competitive advantage, could, in theory, motivate someone to commission such a heinous act. The sheer audacity of such a plan, the intricate logistics involved, and the need for absolute secrecy make the accusations even more jarring. The whispers suggest a degree of planning and coordination that transcends a spontaneous act of violence. This isn't just about street credibility. It's about cold, calculated business. The lack of transparency within the music industry contributes significantly to the perpetuation of these rumors. Contracts, royalties, and power dynamics often remain hidden from public view, creating an environment where illicit activities can flourish unchecked. The code of silence, deeply ingrained within the culture, discourages individuals from speaking out against powerful figures, fearing professional ruin or even physical harm. It's a system that protects the powerful at the expense of the vulnerable, reinforcing a sense of injustice and resentment. The constant need to protect image and reputation overshadows the pursuit of truth and accountability. The impact on King Von's family and fans is immeasurable. The absence of closure only amplifies their pain and frustration. The unanswered questions serve as a constant reminder of their loss and the injustice they face. They deserve to know the truth, to have their questions answered, and to see those responsible brought to justice. Yet, the walls of silence remain impenetrable, preventing them from finding solace or achieving a sense of resolution. The emotional toll on the family is palpable, compounded by the relentless speculation and the lack of official answers. The persistent rumors, though unverified, serve as a stark reminder of the darker side of fame and fortune. They reveal a world where loyalty is often conditional, and where ambition can override morality. They underscore the fragility of human relationships and the potential for betrayal, even within the closest circles. The allegations against Lil Durk, while requiring rigorous investigation and definitive proof, represent a potential turning point in the pursuit of accountability within the rap industry. The questions themselves demand answers, regardless of the potential repercussions. The complexities surrounding the case extend beyond the immediate events of that night. They touch upon broader issues of power, influence, and the ethical responsibilities of those who operate within the music industry. The allegations have ignited a renewed focus on the need for greater transparency and accountability, a call for the music industry to address the systemic issues that contribute to such tragedies. It's a moment of reckoning, an opportunity to examine the values that define the culture and to strive for a more just and equitable future. The lack of cooperation from key individuals has significantly hampered the investigation, creating a frustrating and seemingly insurmountable barrier to uncovering the truth. Witnesses, fearing retaliation, have remained silent, and those with potential knowledge have been unwilling to come forward. This climate of fear and intimidation only serves to perpetuate the cycle of secrecy and injustice. The
claim that Lil Tim was paid for the murder of King Von in April.
Was gonna beat the case. Who finna tell me? I don't know how much money they gave him, but I went with him to go get a bag to Lil Tim. This is a fact. We paid Lil Tim in April. We didn't kill him till November.
The absence of official statements and credible explanations has fueled the rumors and intensified the speculation. The situation highlights the urgent need for a paradigm shift within the rap industry, a move towards greater transparency, and a willingness to confront difficult truths. The pursuit of fame and fortune should not come at the expense of human lives and the principles of justice. The allegations against Lil Durk, while yet to be proven, serve as a potent warning about the potential consequences of unchecked ambition and the fragility of alliances in the world of rap. The questions surrounding King Von's death continue to haunt the hip-hop landscape, a constant reminder of the shadows that lurk beneath the surface of the glamorous world of music. The whispers may persist, the truth may remain elusive, but the demand for answers will not be silenced. The silence itself screams volumes. It's a suffocating blanket draped over a community desperately seeking answers, a testament to the deep-rooted fear that permeates the rap industry. This isn't merely about a single death. It's about a system, a culture, where ambition and loyalty are currency, and truth is often the first casualty. The allegations against Lil Durk, though unproven, have ignited a firestorm of speculation and suspicion, fueled by the palpable sense that something sinister lies beneath the shimmering facade of success. The questions surrounding King Von's death aren't just about who pulled the trigger. They're about why, and who benefited from his demise. The rumors, relentless and persistent, paint a disturbing picture of a calculated betrayal, a cold-blooded act orchestrated from within the very circles that were supposed to offer protection and camaraderie. Witnesses, gripped by a terror that extends beyond personal safety, have retreated into the shadows, their silence a shield against potential repercussions. Those who possess fragments of the truth, shards of information that could piece together the puzzle, have been persuaded, pressured, or outright intimidated into remaining mute. This culture of fear isn't an anomaly. It's a structural element of an industry where power is ruthlessly guarded and accountability is often non-existent. The absence of official statements from record labels, management teams, and even law enforcement agencies only exacerbates the situation. Each carefully worded denial, each vague promise of an investigation, only reinforces the suspicion that a concerted effort is underway to bury the truth. The speculation has run rampant, fueled by social media conjecture and the desperate yearning for closure within the hip-hop community. The lack of transparency is a deliberate tactic designed to control the narrative and manipulate public perception. The allegations, focusing on Lil Durk's alleged involvement, are particularly damaging, casting a long shadow over his career and reputation. The whispers claim he orchestrated the hit on King Von, motivated by a complex web of rivalries, power struggles, and financial gain. While these accusations remain unproven, they resonate with the disturbing logic, given the fraught history between the two artists and the volatile climate of the Chicago.
Real ones show up, oh, they get suspicious. Lil Durk doing everything he did for King Von, bringing him to the Breakfast Club, putting him on records, bringing him in rooms, set him up with producers and hit makers. He did all of
the rap scene. The notion that a thriving career could be built on such a foundation of deception and violence is deeply unsettling, challenging the very ideals of authenticity and integrity that are ostensibly valued within hip-hop culture. It is crucial to understand that the stakes are far higher than just proving or disproving individual guilt. The true crime lies in the systemic encouragement of this environment, where loyalty is transactional and human life is a mere bargaining chip. The pursuit of fame and fortune shouldn't come at the expense of principles of justice. The evidence, though circumstantial to some, points to a calculated strategy to eliminate a rival and consolidate power, shattering the illusion of brotherhood that often characterizes the music industry. The fragility of alliances within the world of rap is a recurring theme, a brutal reminder that even the closest bonds can be severed by ambition and greed. The inherent instability of these relationships stems from the competitive nature of the industry, where every artist is vying for the same spotlight, the same endorsements, the same recognition. This fierce competition breeds paranoia and distrust, making it easy for old friends to become bitter enemies. It's a landscape where appearances are deceiving, and true intentions are carefully concealed behind a veneer of camaraderie. The silence surrounding King Von's death, the reluctance of witnesses to come forward, the lack of official explanations, all these factors contribute to a pervasive sense of injustice. It isn't simply a matter of solving a crime. It's about confronting a culture that incentivizes violence and discourages accountability. The demand for answers will not be silenced, despite the attempts to suppress it. The hip-hop community deserves to know the truth, not just to find closure, but to begin the difficult process of rebuilding trust and creating a safer, more ethical environment. The potential for a paradigm shift, to transition towards greater transparency and accountability, now hangs in the balance. The weight of expectation falls on those with power, those who can dismantle the structures of silence and unveil the truth hidden beneath layers of fear and intimidation. It requires courage, a willingness to risk personal and professional repercussions, and a deep commitment to justice. The echoes of King Von's loss ripple outwards, impacting not only his family and friends, but the entire hip-hop landscape. His music, filled with raw emotion and unflinching honesty, resonated with a generation struggling to navigate the complexities of urban life. His premature death serves as a tragic reminder of the inherent risks associated with a lifestyle often romanticized in the media. The pursuit of success, fueled by the allure of fame and fortune, has blinded many to the dangers lurking in the shadows. The allegations against Lil Durk represent a turning point, a moment of reckoning for the rap industry. If proven true, they would not only shatter his career, but would expose the deep-seated corruption that permeates the culture. The demand for answers isn't merely a plea for justice for King Von. It's a demand for a fundamental change in the way the rap industry...
He's allegedly had a protective order filed for him. And some people are thinking this is some sort of protective custody or some sort of protection of his identity for, you know, becoming a snitch for the state. That doesn't necessarily mean for sure.
operates. It's a call for transparency, accountability, and a commitment to human life above all else. The whispers may persist, the truth may remain elusive, but the relentless pursuit of justice will continue until the shadows are brought to light and those responsible are held accountable for their actions. The potential for lasting change, for a genuine reckoning within the hip-hop world, depends on the courage of those who choose to speak truth to power and break the cycle of silence and impunity. The pursuit of truth in the rap industry is often met with a wall of silence, a deliberate obfuscation designed to protect the powerful and bury the uncomfortable. The allegations surrounding Lil Durk's potential involvement in King Von's death are not simply a legal matter. They represent a profound crisis of conscience within a culture that has long prioritized loyalty and image over integrity and human life. The whispers, initially dismissed as baseless rumors fueled by industry rivalries, have intensified, spurred by an undeniable sense that something sinister transpired that night in Atlanta. That feeling isn't just about assigning blame. It's about confronting a systemic problem, a culture where violence is tacitly accepted, and those who profit from it actively work to conceal the truth. The romanticized narratives of street life, the glorification of wealth and power, frequently overshadow the very real and devastating consequences of the choices made within that world. The media's role in perpetuating this illusion cannot be ignored. The constant stream of images and sounds, carefully curated to project an aura of invincibility and success, actively mask the precariousness and inherent dangers of this lifestyle. Young artists, particularly vulnerable to the allure of fame and fortune, are often manipulated into a system that demands absolute obedience and unwavering loyalty, even when it conflicts with their moral compass. The promise of a platinum record and a lavish lifestyle can blind them to the long-term ramifications of their actions, trapping them in a cycle of violence and betrayal. The demand for answers isn't just about uncovering who pulled the trigger. It's about understanding the complex web of relationships and motivations that led to that fateful night. The allegations against Lil Durk aren't an isolated incident. They are symptomatic of a larger issue. A culture where contracts are enforced through intimidation and violence, where disputes are settled outside the courts, and where truth is a commodity that can be bought and sold. The silence that has enveloped the investigation isn't a sign of innocence. It's a deliberate attempt to protect those responsible and maintain the status quo. The pursuit of justice for King Von is not simply a personal quest for his family and friends. It's a collective responsibility to dismantle the structures that allowed his death to occur. The whispers, those fleeting fragments of information passed between confidants and shared in hushed tones, hold a vital key to unlocking the truth. Those who possess these fragments have a moral obligation to come forward, regardless of the potential repercussions. Their silence only serves to perpetuate the cycle of impunity, allowing those responsible to...
I think a lot of people...
I'm going to give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm going to tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you...
Continue operating with a sense of invulnerability. The complexity of the situation is magnified by the intricate relationships within the rap industry. Loyalty is a currency, often more valuable than money or fame. Artists are expected to publicly support one another, even when they harbor deep-seated resentment or suspicions. This code of silence, enforced through a combination of fear and obligation, makes it incredibly difficult to uncover the truth. However, the growing sense that something isn't right, the persistent feeling that justice has been denied, is proving to be a powerful force, compelling individuals to break their silence. The allegations against Lil Durk underscore a disturbing pattern of behavior within the rap industry, a willingness to use violence and intimidation to settle disputes and maintain control. These allegations aren't just about a single event. They're about a culture where contracts are enforced through intimidation, where disputes are settled outside the courts, and where truth is a commodity that can be bought and sold. The silence surrounding the investigation isn't a sign of innocence. It's a deliberate attempt to protect those responsible and maintain the status quo. The potential for lasting change within the hip-hop world hinges on the willingness of those with knowledge to come forward and expose the truth, regardless of the risks. Those who choose to speak truth to power, to challenge the accepted norms and break the cycle of silence and impunity, will face significant opposition. They will be ostracized, threatened, and possibly even targeted. But their courage is essential to creating a culture where violence is not tolerated and where justice prevails. The demand for transparency and accountability isn't merely a plea for justice for King Von. It's a demand for a fundamental shift in the way the rap industry operates, a shift toward a culture of respect, integrity, and human life above all else. The pursuit of that change is a long and arduous journey, fraught with challenges and setbacks. But the memory of King Von and the enduring pain of his family and friends provide the motivation to persevere. The shadows may persist, the truth may remain elusive for now, but the relentless pursuit of justice will continue until the full story is revealed and those responsible are held accountable for their actions. It will require courage, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of fairness and honesty. The relentless pursuit of justice will continue until the full story is revealed and those responsible are held accountable for their actions. It will require courage, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of fairness and honesty. But what fuels this unwavering commitment? What are the tangible threads of evidence, the whispered testimonies, that connect the tragic loss of King Von to the calculated actions of others? The initial shock and grief following his passing were swiftly followed by a burgeoning sense of unease, a quiet suspicion that something wasn't right. While the official narrative pointed to a gang-related shootout, a deeper current of doubt began to ripple beneath the surface, fueled by inconsistencies and a disturbing lack of transparency.
Believe this, okay? This story has been going absolutely crazy for the past day or so, and as a King Von expert myself, we're just gonna have to get to the bottom of it together, okay? So there's been a whole bunch of things that have been going down, and like let's just get straight in the indictment. And there's a whole lot of things. So he was charged with a number of things: conspiracy to commit murder, accessory to murder, possession of a firearm, use of a firearm during a violent crime, attempted murder, tampering with the evidence or concealment, and gang-related charges. Very friend of Durk and Vonnie. I've heard rumors that he might be Von's cousin or Durk's cousin, but I'm honestly not sure if that's entirely true. But a lot of crazy information has been spreading about him. But I just want to show you how close he was to Durk and Von. I